his leg the whole time, and all of it was gonna fall through. And so he's like, God, I have to deal with all this shit for no reason.
Well, the only reason you gotta deal with this shit is because it's FK the pod. You've been hit with a cold open, Trent. You've been punked. You've been FKA'd.
Damn, they caught me. This is super embarrassing because I was still talking about the book that we read in book club last week.
Got him.
Oh man, I guess if you haven't listened to those, you should go back and listen to those. It's pretty entertaining. We are not the book itself, but that's all right.
Got him. Eat shit, Dashel. You guys got any business? I'm done with the pops because it's kind of late, so I don't want to drink any more caffeine. I'm just drinking water now.
You gotta get your sleep schedule up. That's good.
Nice, man.
Yeah, down.
Down. I'm drinking Coors Light, Silver Bullet. So,
Yeah.
cheers.
Yeah, I'm still drinking the Sauvignon Blanc. Not my favorite, but it'll do. Yeah, it says it's got notes. It says fresh, zesty, and herbaceous with citrus and passion fruit aromas. But I think they can put whatever they want to on the back there. I don't know shit about this. So.
I don't know. Yeah. You drink it fast and it doesn't taste as bad. That's what I know.
I want to
About
talk
wine.
to you guys. I'm on a Wikipedia page. We discussed briefly in between the last recording and this one $1,000 bills, which feature in the Maltese Falcon, our book club. They did make $1,000 bills at some point. They made also 5,000, 500, 5,000, 10,000, and $100,000 bills at various points throughout the United States' history. These things are obviously no longer in print, but they are still legal tender.
Oh.
So just like if you have a $2 bill or whatever, you can use that thing. It'd be
That is
cool
pretty wild.
to happen upon a $100,000 bill. It's probably worth more to a collector, maybe, than $100,000.
Well, is it worth $100,000? Is it $100,000 in 1920 money still?
1934 money.
Yeah, is it still a 1934? Is it how much was $100,000 in 1934? I think it's worth about the same as that.
That's about $2 million, man.
Yeah.
That's
That would be nice.
starting offer for my $100,000 bill. $2 million.
That would be nice, dude.
It is
Yeah.
kind of it's crazy to me that I mean I get we talked about why they had these bills is because there wasn't like electronic depositing and all that shit, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
So the
but
Wikipedia
it's-
says these larger denominations were mostly used by banks and the government for large financial transactions. The introduction of electronic money systems has made large-scale cash transactions mostly obsolete.
Yeah. So I mean I get why we don't have them anymore, but it is kind of annoying that back in the day when these bills were worth $2 million in today's money, they had them. And then now that like, you know, $1,000 is
Yeah.
like half of my monthly rent, there's
Yeah.
not a bill for that.
No, if you wanted to pay your rent in cash, you'd have to use a lot of bills.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Or a
annoying.
check.
Yeah, or a check, I guess. But oh, we got rid of the penny. The penny is done as of now. No more printings of pennies.
And no more pennies, no more 1 cent coin. I don't want to print them. I don't care about the demand for coins. Okay, everybody's doing the tap. Everybody just tap it, tap. Everybody doing the tap. I do the tap. You do the tap. Everybody loves tap.
It's all computers.
It's all computer.
I love Tesla.
Oh man.
No, that's kind of cool. That means if you have any pennies, keep them forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that mean the wheat pennies is worth 3 cents now?
Wasn't the wheat penny worth a lot more?
Oh, I don't know. We were at the
Well,
playground
it's worth 1
rules.
cent, but
Yeah, playground logic or whatever, schoolyard logic taught me that it's worth 2 cents. That was rumor
Okay.
back in the day.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, I thought that like the wheat one was like a collector's item, which maybe I'm wrong here. But there's
Oh,
certain
there's specific wheat ones. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So check your pennies, I guess, especially now.
Well, you got them.
Yeah.
Well, you can.
before the government comes and takes them all away.
But yeah, apparently it costs, 3 cents to make a penny or whatever. So I don't know. The purpose of printing coins probably isn't to make money.
No.
But
No, the principle of government, I don't know how much time you have. The principle of government isn't to make money, right? So, like,
Yeah, exactly.
so like it doesn't necessarily matter if the good that it's bringing to the community is better than that. So like, it's important to have the money, but I see why, because we're not using coins as much. But also, yeah, I know I'm less sympathetic because it is annoying to use coins.
Yeah. Well, no, I feel like maybe we've talked about this before, but if you're gonna take the penny away, like give us a $5 coin.
Yeah, give us some more different junk. Give us a new one. It's an opportunity for a new fucking coin. Give me a new one. Replace the old one.
You could. I mean, as much as I hate to say this out loud, you could genuinely convince Trump to make a $5 coin if it had his face on it.
I think
I
he
want
would
that.
I think he would say $5 isn't enough for his coin. He would need to be like $500 coin or something.
The $540 coin.
This is the $45 coin and the $47 coin.
Oh shit, I got it wrong big time.
Okay.
What is he? He's 47?
And 45, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like how that is. But he's really like
45.
44. Because there was two of them that did what he did.
Oh yeah.
They double counted themselves. Where they were the guy, then they weren't the guy, then the guy again. They're still the guy.
Yeah,
They-
and there's
they-
some of them who probably shouldn't count too, like the guy who was president for like 8 days or whatever, and then died.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Or Biden.
yeah, we definitely shouldn't count him. Oh, that's so. Man, Joe
man.
Biden. Hope he's doing
So
well.
what have you guys been up to over the past
Thinking
week?
about Biden, that's for sure.
Think about Joe Biden. I was ruining everything. Joe Biden, everything ruined. Joe Biden, his cancer. But I've been playing Elden Ring. New Elden Ring game came out. So we play a shitload of Elden Ring. And it's a roguelike mode, so it changes every time, and it's kind of like Fortnite. Like there's a ring that closes in. Just like there's like a ring that closes in on you, and you have to like loot up before the ring closes on you, and you got to fight a boss at the end, and you do that like three times, and the last boss is the hardest.
Huh.
There's like 8 bosses. I've beaten 5 of them.
Nice.
Game came out like Friday.
Cool.
Thursday, Friday.
So the original Elden Ring was not that way, right? It was
No, original Elden Ring was just like a single player game. This is a multiplayer game.
Oh, that's interesting. That's cool.
Or you can play. Like, it's designed to be multiplayer. I think some people play it single player because I don't know. Apparently, not everyone everyone has friends who plays video games. I guess I'm like an oddity. I just I guess I was having friends. But some people don't have them, I guess, on here, and so they have a solo mode. I don't know why you would ever play this shit. This shit's fucking tough with 3 people.
I have a decent amount of friends that play video games, but I just don't like playing online multiplayer video games.
That's
It
it?
stresses me out, man.
Yeah.
Other people can see how bad I am at the game.
Yeah, and then you don't want to drag the team down. You don't want to
Yeah.
get everybody killed by the weird, because
the
they're all
weird-
kind of scary. These
These monsters are killing you anyway, though. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
they're gonna kill you regardless. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
it doesn't matter whose fault it is. They're killing you.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of motherfuckers. These guys. Yeah, so I've been having fun doing that this past weekend. But you guys did some like real stuff, right?
Yeah, in real life, IRL. Me and my girlfriend Jill, we went to Charleston, South Carolina.
Home of the Chew.
Home of the Chew. I did not come face to face with any Charleston Chew while I was there,
Damn.
but But I did have a praline, one small sample of praline, which I think is also a regional thing.
Nice.
Nice. I like pralines.
Is Charleston like a tourist town? You know, with
Kinda.
all the weird little shops. Like there's a hot sauce shop and a beef jerky shop.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
cool,
it's like, but it's also like full of rich people, like very, like you could probably compare it to like.
The old money.
Yeah, it's like old money, like a lot of like really nice big houses and stuff like that. And so they've got like a Gucci store and they've got the Louis Vuitton store and stuff
Holy
like that.
shit.
So
Isn't-
yeah, I mean, there's gonna be like a souvenir shop or whatever. It wouldn't be right next to a Gucci store, but they would have both of those things. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that where the University of South Carolina is as well?
No, the University of South Carolina is in Columbia, South Carolina, but
Okay,
there is a
the
college,
other
the College of
town.
Charleston.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha. Nice, man.
pretty cool.
Did you,
We had a good
Go
time.
go Gamecocks. Right? That's them.
Go Cougars is Charleston. Gamecocks is University of, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice, man. Nice. Well, I went camping this weekend.
Oh.
It was a pretty good time. Actually, before I went camping this time, I loaded up on actual like camping gear and stuff. So I dropped a load of money on camping gear. So I need to go camping a lot.
Facebook Marketplace, but it's actually Trent's purchases. Go.
Okay. I bought stuff to start fires. I bought a flashlight. I bought
a lighter. You didn't have a
some
flashlight?
some Dr. Bronner's
What is that?
all-purpose soap
Oh, okay.
for dishes and bodies.
Just fucking spring a bottle of Dawn. Like how far?
It's good enough for the ducks.
Yeah, how far away was your car? Did you go backpacking and then
Well,
go?
it was like 500 feet away.
Yeah, just fucking bring what you bring by buying special soap.
Because I'm gonna go camping more. All right.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Camping more.
It's an investment.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
is
but you
an
got
investment. I bought a citronella candle.
Nice. That's
I will co-sign that. Get those. We got some
Yeah.
citronella plants today. We're gonna put them in our planters. We're getting all the garden shit out this past couple of weeks. So I guess I've been doing that. I've been doing gardening and some of that. We got some onions growing. But
Yeah.
you got the soap and all that.
Yeah, and I got I found at this grocery store that's up here in the Pacific Northwest. They had a deal where you could buy like a 10-piece pots and pans set for $13.
Wow.
Wow,
So
that's high quality.
I was like, camping gear, if it melts, it's fine.
Yeah, we'll just leave it
So-
here. just throw it in the river.
Yeah. And then I got some like biodegradable stuff, like papers, paper plates.
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. I can't remember what else, but that was most of it, maybe.
So
Can
did
we
you have a
cut-
tent and a sleeping bag? You already had those things?
Yep. Already had a tent, already had a sleeping bag. That was kind of all that I had. I had a camping chair.
Like one of those like three-legged ones.
No, it's a like a lawn chair.
Okay.
Vibe. Yeah. It folds up and you can carry it on your back like a backpack, which is kind of cool, I guess.
That is cool.
But anyways, went camping this weekend up at Larrabee State Park, which is the first state park in the state of Washington. It's kind of like on the coast a little bit. It's close to Bellingham, which is a small town in northern Washington, kind of close to the Canadian border. It was a pretty good time. I mean, you did your normal camping stuff. You made a fire. You cooked your own meals. Went on hikes. Hung out on the beach.
Okay.
So it was pretty sweet. It was a nice.
So was this the
relaxing
beach
time.
of a lake or the beach of the ocean?
I guess technically it was still the Sound.
The sound, the Puget
Yeah.
Sound.
Mm.
Yep.
Indeed. Oh, hey, I wanted to mention. I know you. I don't think you've watched The Last of Us. Last of Us is it's in Seattle now. I
What?
never connected the dots that you live there. So
That's pretty
yeah,
crazy.
it's in Seattle. So maybe check
People,
it out.
people
Actually,
are
don't.
like
It's
people
not
are
good.
like people are liking The Last of Us this season.
Are
Squid
they? Or is
Games.
that
No,
that's a
no.
joke? Okay,
People
yeah,
are not liking The Last of Us this season.
yeah. I think the next season will be cool.
Some people don't like it for the reason that people didn't like the game. Some people don't like it because they changed it from how they did it in the game, and then some
didn't know
people
that.
really hate the actor that plays Ellie.
Yes.
They just really hate her.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
those
mind
people
her, but I think the show's
suck.
kind of bad. So there's that.
True.
But anyway, it's in Seattle, so shout out. They were in the Sound. And some people were like, that's not what the Sound is like.
What does it sound
really,
like?
It was really wavy.
Nice.
But normally it doesn't sound like it's wavy, you know.
Yeah. My only complaint with camping, and it will always be a complaint, is that you have to pack up all your food. Luckily, this place had like bear boxes that you could put your food and stuff in.
You're in Bear area. Bear Town.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
It's super annoying that I can't just like put all my shit in a bag and leave it outside.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's a little bit different. I like if you,
Yeah.
is it actually like bear? Like bear is annoying. You have to like hang it in a tree or like put it in a special bear one. If it's
Yeah.
just like regular critters and stuff, you can just like put it under a bench.
Yeah, that's what I would love to do is just put it under a bench. But it is what it is, man. First night we
It
left
is
out
what
our
it is.
trash bag.
Oh,
And I remembered at like 1 a.m. I was like, "Ah, fuck, we had left out our trash bag." So I had to get out there and go put it away. And my buddy actually said there was a raccoon outside earlier. So
Sick.
yeah, I didn't see
yeah,
it.
dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it was fairly uneventful. One day we were out there, it started raining, and so we actually like went to a nearby town and went to a brewery for a little bit, so it would waited out the rain and stuff. So
Yeah. Let me ask you guys a question. So there are people who I follow a couple of them on TikTok, just because I think it's an interesting concept, who like hike the Appalachian Trail, like a through hike. It's like you do the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah, it takes some months.
It takes like 3, 4, 5 months. I don't know. I guess it depends on how fast you go. But you're walking from Maine to Georgia, and it's not like flat. But you camp in like there are certain towns where you pass through, and it's like they have like good deals for you at the laundromat or at the hotel or at the Cece's Pizza or whatever.
All right, man. I've been hoofing it for the past month. I can't wait to get some macaroni and cheese pizza at Cece's.
Yeah, exactly. Would you guys, if
Yeah, I would
you-
do it. I'd walk the Appalachian Trail if that's the end of this question.
I was
I'd
gonna
do it.
say, if for some reason your place of work was just like, yeah, we're closed for the next 6 months.
we'll pay you, but you've
yeah.
got 6 months off.
There you go.
Yeah, I would do it. Yeah, for sure.
I guess I'd probably want to do something else if I had.
Yeah,
6 months,
yeah. If I
but-
was given free choice, I'm not gonna do that. You know, I'd probably sign up for a shorter walk. Pick it close, like a 5 miler.
You want me to
You
walk,
know?
walk all the Appalachians? I'll just walk something else instead. I'll walk
but if it
around the
was-
block.
But if it was a situation where it's like a buddy comes to you and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to be walking the Appalachian Trail. I've cleared it with your company that they're going to let you go on a 6-month leave,
Yeah.
paid, if you come
8.
with me."
Make it 8 to 14. Give me a little bit longer over time. I'm a little bit.
I'm gonna take
Yeah, I
it
don't know how
slow.
long this takes.
Give me 8 months to do it, and
I've cleared the
then
appropriate amount of
4
time for you to
months
hike the
afterwards to
Appalachian Trail.
regenerate. Yeah.
Recover. I gotta recover from that. Oh man.
But yeah,
Remember
if it
how to
was
use a
like-
computer.
If it was like my work would give me that amount of time off, paid to like if I did this, but otherwise I wouldn't be able to have any time off, then yeah, I would do it. But yeah, you're right. If I had
If it
6
was,
months
if it
off, I
wasn't a
would do
big
something
pain in
else.
the, if it wasn't a big pain in the ass, I'd be down to do it. If it wasn't just like a pain in the ass to get everything in order.
Well, the hardest part would be carrying all of our podcast gear.
That's true.
Now you're gonna get an AirPod ones from me as I'm on the app trail.
Yeah.
There's another one that is similar to the Appalachian Trail, but you go left to right,
Yeah, there's one.
or you go right to left. You can go either way, I guess.
You'd probably do either one. Oh, would you rather go north to south or south to north for the Appalachian Trail?
Well, they usually have a direction.
I think you want to start north because it's going to get cold.
When am I going? Oh yeah, but if I start,
If you start in the winter, I guess.
yeah, if I start in the winter, yeah, when am I starting? Because if I start in the winter, then it's good to start in the south. It's gonna be cold down there. Like I don't want to be in the south when it's hot. You know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it depends. If you're starting your trek in June, then you want to start up in like New York or wherever it starts.
Huh.
But if you're starting in January, then I
Yeah.
guess you would start in Alabama.
I feel like you probably start in like, I don't know, April. I just
Yeah.
made that up though. I have no clue.
The American Discovery Trail is the one
That's
I
the
was
right to
talking
left
about.
one.
Yeah,
What's the latitude? Like how?
6,800 miles, known for its diverse scenery.
Pretty
Holy
far.
shit. That's insane, man.
Appalachian Trail is 2,200 miles, which is like a third of that.
Yeah, this graphic I'm looking at showing 6,600 on this one. Where's app? Wouldn't it be over here? I don't know. This is a Reddit picture. It's probably garbage.
Starts in Delaware, ends in California. For this one, you want to go left to right or right to left?
I just want to start wherever I'm at because I think there's like a jumping on point around here. I just go to the nearest jumping on point in Illinois and go from there. And then I probably want to go left. I don't think I want to go to the
West.
right. Yeah.
You want to head west? Okay.
I think if I were to do something like that, I would start with California and then work my way east, because I feel like the biggest, most boring part would be Nevada to like
Kansas City.
Kansas. Yeah, yeah. So I want to get that out of the way first.
Yeah.
But then, the path doesn't seem as clear when you're going much to the right. It looks a little ambiguous on where you have to go, you know? So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna. It seems a little bit more straightforward going the other way.
My brother, in about 2 weeks, is moving from Georgia to Montana.
Yo,
That's
a
pretty
big
far.
move.
Yeah, a pretty big move. Trent, I mean, you did something basically just like this. I mean, he's a couple states east of you, but
You're the only one who hasn't.
well, yeah. I mean, I went the other way, and it wasn't as far. I don't know. It was like 600 miles or something. I don't know how far Chicago is. I guess Chicago. Anyway, oh yeah, because never mind. You were to Colorado, which was yes, very far. Anyway, yeah, he was like mapping it out and stuff, and just talking about this going right to left or left to right. But it's like you got to go through a lot from where he is until you get to like Kansas City. So it's like, Atlanta, Chattanooga, Nashville.
Well, I thought you said he was moving to Montana.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, what you got to do. So, like, there are, like, tons of big cities that you go through for the first half. And then you get to, like, Kansas City or
And there's
whatever.
nothing after
And then
that,
there's
yeah.
nothing until you get where
Bro,
you're going,
what are you
basically.
talking about? There's Lincoln, there's Omaha. Bro, what are you talking about?
Sioux
Those-
City?
Yeah, Lincoln and Omaha are real places that I've been to
Rapid
and
South
no.
Dakota. There you go. Yeah.
I've been to Omaha a few times. Council Bluffs, I've been there. That's Iowa, though. Yeah, there's really not. I don't know anything about there's Waldrug.
Yep, I think
Tell him
he's
he's
gonna
got-
go through Wall Drug. Yep.
Good.
Tell him to stop at the Corn Palace.
Is that on the way
South
somewhere?
Dakota. It's somewhere in
He'll
South
probably
Dakota.
be on the same roads that you went on.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, they'll probably make him go up first, and then left. You're gonna go over then up, not up then over.
Right.
Like I said,
Yeah.
they're gonna do it that way.
What's the town that he's moving to? Do you know?
Yeah, what's his address?
Bozeman, Montana.
Bozeman. I think that's one of the big ones, right?
Yeah, there are two.
All right.
There's Missoula and there's Bozeman.
Okay, what city's bigger, Birmingham or Bozeman?
Oh,
I think I
Birmingham
know.
for sure.
Yeah, I think it's Birmingham. I think Birmingham's like double Bozeman.
Oh, damn.
But then that depends too. I mean, on how widely you draw your circle around your city. That matters more for Birmingham than it does for Bozeman. Your circle's not going to include very many more people. But
Bozeman's tiny, bro. Bozeman, wait a minute. Hold up. Is this as big as, like, my town?
I don't know, dude.
As a far
Dude,
south
my
end.
town has more. Yeah, Arlington Heights, the town that I live in, has 20,000 more people in it than Bozeman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd probably say the whole Chicago area has double the population of Montana at least.
Yeah.
I guess.
At
You
least.
said this is one of the big ones, bro.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm an offshoot. I'm an offshoot of the third biggest one. Once was the third biggest one. I don't even know the size anymore. One of the bigger ones. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's all relative,
fuck Montana, bro. How are they getting two senators?
Oh, I'm sure they're putting everybody's interests.
Birmingham has 196,000. To wrap this one up, and Bozeman has 57,000. So
Oh wow,
Damn, dude.
that's bigger than I would have thought Birmingham is. But,
Yeah, Birmingham. Surprising.
Yeah.
Man.
Shout
I
out to
recently,
Birmingham.
I've been going back down to Tacoma a little bit, just because that's where my girlfriend grew up, is kind of the Tacoma area. And it reminds me a lot of Birmingham. Something about the gritty nature of Tacoma reminds me of my home.
the Iron City.
Yeah, my home neighboring city.
City. Home sweet
I tell people
neighboring
out here.
city.
I tell people out here constantly that I'm from Birmingham. So
Yeah, I think that's
that's just how it
fine.
works. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're still like, "Where is that in Alabama?" I'm like, in the middle. Like,
Yeah, don't worry too much about it. It's in the middle. That's funny. Wow. Yeah. So Charleston, full of rich people. We stayed at Airbnb, which I've always had kind of mixed outcomes from an Airbnb. This one was pet friendly, which probably should have been a strike against it at the beginning, but it was much dirtier than we anticipated it.
Well, that's a strike against it too.
Yes, yes. I think that's related to the pets thing. But the other thing I wanted to mention is, like, and this is probably something that we will complain about, but I want to take your temperature on whether this is, like, what they will say about this. So this is like 2 days ago, I think. When you're listening to this podcast, who knows? This was like our second day there. There were some people there doing landscaping at the Airbnb. Okay, mowing lawns, weed whacking, etc. Like, I don't think it's the owner who's doing it, right? They hire somebody to do it. It's like a duplex thing, so they're two houses attached, conjoined.
It's the weekend. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. And that was at, like, 10, 11, whatever. We're up and about, right? We're finishing breakfast. We're headed out on the town. we get back later that evening. We have a kind of a weird meal. We go to this restaurant because it said that they had sushi and we can do like some vegetarian sushi stuff. But then they were like, their sushi menu online did not line up with their sushi menu in restaurant. And then I ordered a salad and they were like, sorry, we're actually out of lettuce. So anyway, that was kind of a separate.
So you had nothing?
Well, I had like a very basic sushi roll. It was just like cucumber in rice, basically. But anyway,
refreshing.
We went to get ice. Yeah, it was very refreshing. It was like going to a spa. It was like what they put on your eyes at a spa. But we got ice cream afterwards, and we had a pina colada and stuff, so it was fine. We get back, and it's like, 9:30 or something. And we get inside, lock the door, sitting down, turning on like HGTV or whatever, and we hear the sound of lawnmowers at like 10 p.m. at night. And we're like, no way they're still doing this. This was like, 12 hours ago that they were mowing our lawn. Anyway, I go out there to look, and I take my car keys just so I have like something to act like I was doing, like looking at my car. It was the neighbor across the street mowing their lawn at like 10 p.m. on a Sunday night.
I don't know if you can complain to the Airbnb about that though, because they don't control the guy across the street.
Well, what if I told you that the Airbnb listing was quiet, peaceful neighborhood?
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was quite the opposite in terms of.
Let me see if I can find the exact
Oh,
title here.
Well, it was just a loud, peaceful neighborhood.
Yeah, it was kind of peaceful, I guess. It was loud. That's funny.
Mowing the lawn is disturbing the peace to you. What kind of America do you live in?
Yeah. Like, what was that guy doing all day on like a Sunday that he was like, shit, I forgot to mow the lawn. I just finished 60 minutes.
What kind of deadline is like? Oh shit, the grass measures are coming in tomorrow. If I don't have the grass at 3 centimeters, they're gonna take my yard away. Like, what are you talking about?
Maybe this guy had an Airbnb too, and he had a guest coming tomorrow. He's like, I gotta get this. I gotta get this done.
It. I'm gonna leave. I'm going on our business trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. I will say, I know this isn't really the segment, but psycho move. Yes.
Yeah,
Ooh,
absolutely.
That's good.
10 p.m. mowing the grass is crazy.
Yeah.
Doing like any kind of crazy loud project at 10 is probably something that can get the cops called on you.
Right.
Yeah, maybe that's what we should have done.
I don't know if I could think of a more 10 a.m. task than mowing the lawn.
Waking up.
Is that a task?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It's a process.
Okay, chore. We'll change it to chore. A more 10 a.m. chore than mowing the grass. I don't know. That feels like you want it done before lunch.
Yeah, you gotta eat the frog at the beginning of the day.
Yep.
It's tough too because I mean it's like it's messy, right? You're gonna get grass clippings all over your shoes and your calves and stuff. But you don't want it to be too hot. But you don't want to put it off till the end of the day. But you don't want to do it too early because then you'll wake up the neighbors and the neighbors will get mad.
Yeah.
So it's tough to position in your day, I think.
Yeah, and also like, growing up in the Southeast, I know a little bit about mowing lawns. The most fun part. Listen,
Let me tell you about grass, okay?
the most fun part.
Well,
of mowing
let
a
me learn
yard-
you about some foliage, okay?
The most fun part about mowing a yard is once you're done taking a shower and getting all the grass off of you.
Ooh. My favorite part is putting the lawnmower back in the shed or in the garage and then looking at the lawn with my hands on my hips. Like, yeah, I just did that.
Yeah, that one's pretty good too.
And
But,
you could say, shoo. You could like do a good exhale like that too.
Yeah, but like, there's something about taking an 11 a.m. shower covered in grass that's
Yeah.
pretty satisfying.
When's the earliest you can riding mow your lawn? Is that different than when the earliest you could push mow your lawn?
No, I think push mowing would have to be later than ride mowing. Because ride mowing takes less physical energy.
Yes, you want to do it when it's hotter in the day.
Well, no, you don't want to wake up at 7 a.m. and push mow your lawn. You can wake up at 7 a.m. and ride a lawnmower, though.
Right, because you don't need to be as awake. You can ride mow before you eat breakfast.
Yeah.
You could eat breakfast while
Yeah, you're fasting. You're intermittent fasting.
Yeah, that's right. But if you're going to push, you probably need to eat something.
Yeah, you're gonna get out of your metabolic window. You're gonna fuck
But then
everything
you have
up.
to wait. You have to wait like 30 minutes or something after you
Right,
eat. 'Cause
right.
You don't want to be pushing the mower and then throw up.
Yeah, get
You-
cramps.
You know, you also need to think about like when the last time it rained was and how long it's been since you mowed. Because the worst thing is like if you have to mow because it's been a really long time, it's like it's bad out there. And I'm free today, but it also just rained and the grass is really tall. Because then it's gonna be pushing back against you, that push mower. It's like
Yeah.
I gotta do this, but it's a fight every step, and it's clumping up in the lawnmower. Oh man.
I have never used a push lawnmower before.
Wow.
Damn.
I've never mowed a lawn,
That's a
That's
real
crazy.
shame, dude.
like the whole thing. I've done like part of it, but like man, we just hire people.
Yeah.
You guys remember my house in college?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was the only one who ever mowed the grass. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
That's funny. Oh man.
But
Well,
Damn.
it looked great. It was
Hey,
like
that
a
was
golf
your. That,
course.
hey, you got division of labor.
yeah, that was my chore. Yeah.
What did the others do?
Nothing, I would assume.
I don't know. I don't remember washing the dishes very often, so
Okay.
somebody did that.
Yeah.
That's tight. That's the one I don't want to do.
Yeah. That one's tough, especially if you're living with a bunch of people. I feel like washing the dishes is infinitely more disgusting.
Yeah. I don't mind doing it for just me and my girlfriend Jill. Shout out to my girlfriend Jill. But like, I don't want to touch other people's dirty forks and spoons and plates and stuff.
Exactly.
Yuck. So.
So yeah. I don't know. You know what? It's been a while since I've had a yard.
Yeah.
So mowing the yard is starting to sound a little bit fun.
How much would you pay for a lawn mowing experience?
How much would I pay to mow somebody's lawn? $5. Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
well,
miss it that much. I don't miss
We
it.
should start a business where we connect lawn mowers and lawn mowees, but we charge both of them.
yeah, mower. I hardly
We
know
keep
her.
all the money.
I was thinking like a karaoke room or one of the bolero where it's like it's this traditional experience, but they try to upsell you, or like the tomahawk throwing bars, the axe throwing places, but it's lawnmower. You go mow the lawn. It's like Topgolf. We go mow the lawn instead.
They have fun little games, and you can choose which game you play when you're mowing the lawn.
Yeah, draw this image. That's
That's funny, man. I don't know if I would go to that, but
yeah. No, I don't think so either. But you would give me $5 to mow my lawn. I did hear that one.
yeah, I would do it once because it's been 6 years.
Get a nice beer afterwards. That's America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. But
I wanted to mention.
Seth, you mentioned
Um,
what's up?
yeah, well, what did I mention, Trent?
You mentioned how you're watching people on TikTok hike the Appalachian Trail, and I did have a couple of, I don't know if I would call them TikToxic, but TikTok accounts or videos that I've been into lately that I would like to tell you guys about. It's been a while since we just straight up said like, hey, here's some shit that I've been getting on TikTok that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I deleted it.
So mostly because it's not that cool anymore. But there were a couple of things. There's this one guy on TikTok that he's doing what he calls the perpetual stew. He's named it like Stewfius or something, right? And what he does is every day he eats a bowl of his stew, and then he replenishes the stew with other ingredients. and he's been going in a crock pot with the same stew for like 50 days, which is pretty nuts.
I think some places like will do that for like their
Like cooking oil,
their
like
their gravy or their oil or some kind of like the soup. I've heard it with soup before. It's like we got the mother broth, the mother stock, and it's like no way, not at this point. So we got the master SCOBY, but it's soup.
Yeah, but he's putting all kinds of things in there. He's putting like any kind of vegetable you can think of. Artichoke,
He's just putting whatever the fuck he wants in there.
carrots, onions, potatoes, celery, anything he wants in there. Sometimes he'll put like a lamb shank or like a chicken back for some more hardiness and stuff like that. He even put in like,
He's just plopping that shit in raw.
well, yeah, but then he's waiting a
cook.
full day.
Yeah, but like I don't know,
Perpetually.
you're just tossing in raw meat. That's gross. Still.
Oh, well, no, I think the meat is like seared
Okay.
most of the time. Or he's putting in, if he needs more liquid, he'll put in like some red wine. I think one time he put in an ale of some kind.
Maybe we'll get a mead soon.
Yeah, you never know. But it's kind of cool. It scratches a weird itch for me. I'm never
The
gonna
stew
do
itch?
that. I'm never gonna like do a perpetual stew, but it seems intriguing.
If you had a crock pot that was perpetually filled with your favorite soup, what soup is in your crock pot?
Dude, I like a beef stew, like a classic potatoes, carrots, beef chunks, onions.
That's good.
Is that soup?
It's a stew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can fit in a crock pot, I think.
Okay. Okay, sure.
But I think a perpetual stew is more often stew than soup because I think you're doing meat and veggie, right? I don't think you're doing. I don't know. I don't really know what the difference between stew and soup is, but I think a stew is thinner with bigger chunks, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
Other way.
anyway,
Yeah, well, who cares?
my choice of soup to go into soup. Perpetual stew bowl,
Okay. Never.
whatever it's called, would probably be a vegetarian
Oh, of course.
French onion soup. French onion soup is my favorite soup. Is not vegetarian. It uses beef broth, so we'd have to change that to be something else. But I love a French onion soup.
It's a good answer. It's
Yeah,
a good
that's
answer.
good.
I'm torn between two, but I'm gonna go with the miso soup. It was second
That's
up the creamy tomato bisque.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Number two.
Yeah.
I like that. I would like it. I don't know if this counts as a soup, maybe, but like a clam chowder.
Yeah, that's more soupy than your first option.
Beef stew?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. But anyways, see if you can find the perpetual stew guy on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's entertaining.
Let me ask you guys, what do you think that the oldest perpetual stew that you can buy in a restaurant is? What year do you think it dates
Oh, so
from?
this is like a thing that people do.
Yeah.
I have two particular examples here.
350 years.
Oh shit. Yeah, it's in like
Okay.
it's in like an old inn in England, rural.
Yeah, some
England.
hole in the wall in a place that didn't really get bombed too bad.
I'll say under 300 years. I'll say 100.
Under 300 years.
That's a good answer. It's a
Yeah,
good.
that's a good answer.
$1. $1.
All right, then 125 years. If the answer the competition is $1, then give me 125.
Well, apparently, unfortunately, there was a perpetual stew in France that was going from the 15th century until, unfortunately, the stew was interrupted because they ran out of ingredients because of their occupation in the Second World War.
How many years is that? How many years is that?
That was 15th century is 1400s, so we'll give them 500 years of soup.
Hey, I was
there.
close. I was closer. Get fucked.
Well, did you say
This
the
was in a-
longest one that's still going?
Oh,
yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
Damn.
So we do have 2 that are currently going that are also listed on the Wikipedia. We have a beef and goat noodle soup served by Watana Panich in Bangkok, Thailand, that has been cooking over 50 years. And then we have a broth from a restaurant called Otafuku, which is in Asakusa, Japan, which has served the same broth daily since 1945.
Oh.
So one soup ended because
Why
of
didn't
World
they-
War II, and another one began. So that's like, what, 75, 80 years? 80 years this year
That's pretty wild.
of broth. And then we
I've
have
been to Saxon.
50 years of...
Do you think a bowl of that
Soup.
broth is like triple the price of a normal broth?
No, I bet it's cheap as shit. I bet it's
Yeah.
cheap as shit. It's in Japan. It's probably like $5
Yeah, right.
for the bowl of soup at most. That might be expensive.
One of the other things that's listed on this Wikipedia page is like also read is the ship of Theseus.
It's like that guy from Marvel.
You missed me
Vision.
with that one. Is he the ship of Theseus? Did they ship of Theseus him?
Yeah. Anyway, the Soup of Theseus. Is it really him? You know what? Whatever. Who cares? It's
Is this the same stew? Is it truly the same stew if you replace it all the time?
Yeah.
Or do you think that when you eat this, you could probably prove this scientifically? If when you eat this, are you eating like a single molecule of 50-year-old soup?
There has to be. There has to be. at
how
least
much
one.
50-year-old soup is in each spoonful of soup?
That's a good question.
Really good question. But I think the whole ship of Theseus thing is that, like, at least when it comes to the soup, is that like it both is and isn't the same soup, right?
Right.
Because there's no way of telling.
Well, I
It's
think
like a paradox.
I think
it's
with
like it's like a Schrodinger's cat sort of
That's
situation.
not. No, this still exists. It's just, is
Yeah,
it
it
still the
exists.
same soup? It's a different thing. Just
Well,
different.
I don't know because you don't know how much of it's the real, the original soup.
Well, I think the ship of Theseus is actually like because it's more discrete. It's like this ship is made of 500 boards, and we've replaced each individual board. But the soup, you're not like purposefully
continuous.
taking
It's not
out
discrete.
pieces of soup,
Yeah,
and you can't say, "Oh, we took out all of the old molecules of soup and put in new molecules." So
It's
I
more
don't
like
know.
it's more like an engine. You just kind of ran out of gas. They just ran out of ingredients for the soup. You just had less. They ran out of shit. And it's less of a. It's not a ship. It's the tax man. It's the tax
we
man.
We'll edit the Wikipedia page and take off ship of Theseus. But
Yeah, soup. The Soup of Theseus.
So-
can you
The
imagine
other,
though if this World War II French soup was still going, eating 500-year-old molecule? That would be
Dude,
crazy.
I bet that would taste really good, man.
No.
500
let me tell you.
years of history.
Yeah,
Let me
you go
tell
back
you
in
what
time,
it
you
was
get the
made of.
average meal of a person 500 years ago. It just gets brought to you in a Grubhub. They just walk up and they bring you the average meal of 500 years ago person. You gotta fuck that. I don't want that.
Yeah, you're eating
Yeah.
Here's
one
some gruel.
stewed potato.
One thing that's kind of interesting is so they back in the day when they would have perpetual stew at these inns and stuff, they were all worried about lint, and so what they would do is they would strategically put in really pungent things like salted pork, which has a really, I guess, intense meaty flavor, and they would do that slightly before Lent so that the soup still had a meaty flavor when they couldn't eat meat during Lent.
So they didn't even think they were eating the same soup.
Well, yeah, let's ship of Theseus that, right?
But, like,
We're allowed to
technically-
eat. This has pieces of salt pork in it from 1,000 years or from 100 years ago. Is that okay? For us to
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
that
Can
one?
you eat that, Seth?
That's a. I probably would if I was
Oh,
offered
shit,
500-year-old
that's
soup.
crazy.
I would eat it.
Yeah,
Even if they put a
pork
lamb in there
this
one
soup-
time?
If they put pork in this soup 400 years ago, could you eat the soup today?
I would do it.
If they put a human person in there,
Okay.
how many years ago would it have had to be
This
for
is
you to
like
still
the
eat
Hansel and
the
Gretel soup. It's like the
Yeah.
witch's soup.
How far back? How far back would they have to be in there before you'd eat the soup?
Oh, shit. That's crazy.
Pretty far.
Yeah.
Well,
I
like
don't know.
50 years?
I don't know. I don't really
Let's
wanna eat
find a
person
number.
soup.
I can make. I know a guy who can make this happen. I got an expert in soups.
I know a
Look
guy
look
who-
underneath my trench coat. Look at all these soups I got for you.
I got 50-year-old human soup right here. Let me know what number you have, and I'll go back in time and make you human soup.
Yeah, that's my whole. That's my gimmick. Yes, I am in fact a time traveling human soup sales.
Oh man.
Yeah, tough. Yeah, so
That's funny. But then my other TikTok
Yeah.
or TikTok recommendation, which has nothing to do with soup at all,
Super.
is that I've recently started seeing a lot of AI videos, but they're specifically AI videos of like a vlogging Sasquatch surviving in the woods and like building a cabin. And, like,
they got
building
your
a hot
fucking.
tub.
They got your shit down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy. He's like
I've actually
vlogging
seen-
everything. He's like, "Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're making a hot tub. I gotta go collect some wood." And he's like, "Now I'm building the foundation. I think it'll work out pretty well. It's pretty sturdy." It's so funny.
Yeah. I've actually seen both of these, Trent. I've seen the soup guy, just like one day of soup. I guess he updates it every day. And I've seen one where the Sasquatch he meets up with Yeti for the first time. It's like Yeti
Nice.
and Sasquatch collab.
I saw one today where he's like, "Yeah, I'm 850 years old today, so my mom kicked me out of the house. I got to find my own place." And so he goes and he finds a cabin. He's like, "I think there's a raccoon living in there, but it'll be okay. He seems chill." It's kind of
That's
funny.
funny.
So
So, Reed, you're off of TikTok. Is that correct?
Yes, I am. I'm on the Douyin. Just kidding. I don't have either. I watch an occasional YouTube short or an occasional Instagram reel, but
Yeah.
I'm off short form content.
nice.
Still go on Twitter, still go on YouTube, still go on Reddit, still go on Instagram. Still watch the videos that go up. Just don't watch off that racket.
Yeah. Well, I have a TikTok thing too. I've seen. I don't know if you have, Trent. It's like kids in high school who are like sticking like mechanical pencil leads into the USB ports on their school provided Chromebooks to like get them to catch on fire and stuff.
Jesus Christ.
This is just like what is it where people were like stealing stuff from schools? It was like catching a lick or whatever. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
In the lick.
Devious licks.
Devious licks. Yeah. So this is just the new one of that where it's like we're not just stealing things. We're like lighting shit on fire. And they're like unscrewing the like or somehow detaching like the glass part of the screen, like sticking stuff behind it. They're really just like destroying these computers. And
Okay, how many kids are doing this, and how much is it just that one guy in your grade?
well, yeah, I don't.
Because like you definitely had that one guy or those couple. You probably had a couple of them. It's like, yeah, he's just gonna do the fucking dumb thing. He's just gonna make an ass of himself.
Yeah.
He's gonna snort milk or make something gross or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, this
Make a
challenge, it's the Chromebook challenge, as it's called, according
Original,
to
yeah.
USA Today. It gained nationwide attention after a 15-year-old student was arrested and charged with third-degree arson and criminal mischief for intentionally manipulating his Chromebook.
Damn.
Because it caught on fire in the computer
Mischief
lab
is an
or
actual
whatever.
charge.
I guess so. In the state of New Jersey, that's where this was.
Can you be officially labeled as a ne'er do well?
I think this kid definitely would be. It's going to go on your permanent record that you're a ne'er-do-well. It's funny.
Yeah, he's official ruffian. Ruffian by trade.
So yours were more positive than mine, Trent. But yeah, the good
Yeah,
news
check out
is
these kids breaking computers and shit.
it's summertime for most students, so hopefully they forget about this and don't destroy any more property next year. So
That's right.
School's out for most students, but this student just got locked behind bars.
you're doing summer school in juvenile
Yo.
detention. Yeah. So.
But
You got a
if
J
you
on
wanna-
your paper
if you want to hear more
for
about,
jail.
about your favorite ruffians, the ones who record a podcast twice a week and put it up on the internet, you can find all of our stuff on Instagram, on X, on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, everywhere at FKA The Pod. You can also send us an email at fkathepod@gmail.com if you have something that you want us to talk about. Maybe you want to tell us what you would put in your perpetual stew, or what kind of AI vlogging you've been into lately. But yeah, that's been the show. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk at you next week.
He took the class pass jail.